Good morning, everybody. I decided to go live a little bit early because I was up and ready to go, and honestly, there's not going to be very many people here because there's another big live going on right now. So I figured, why not just do it and say my piece about everything and all that jazz. So let's just get right into it. The protesters. I don't agree at all with what they're doing. Hey, Allison. I'm glad that the police came and broke it up last night because things are getting very stupid and out of hand. Not everyone who's going there is doing that shit, but there are some. And I don't think anyone should be there, honestly. I said this same thing about the wells because they were there yelling up at the house, just causing a disturbance basically, and didn't accomplish anything. Like, nothing is going to be gained from what they're doing. But on the other side of the coin, I do understand the YouTube world, and I mean, you just look at it. I got 17 people in my chat. There's thousands in the other one because they are on location, and people like to see conflict. They like to see this kind of stuff. It's not a First Amendment protected activity. Why is law enforcement allowing this? Well, they can allow it. It is legal up to a certain point. Like, they're on public property on the sidewalk or on the roadway. So they're not breaking any laws by being there. It's their actions. If they are too loud or if they're saying threats, cursing, stuff like that, that is against the law. So, yeah. Michelle, stop tragedy pimps. They only care about the money on their channel. Starting a riot, no respect for the men and women in blue. 100%. It's just causing chaos. It is turning a tragedy into a farce. And I know that some people may think that they're doing something good by being there, but let's not kid ourselves that they are there because they're getting huge bank. And if you want proof of that, I'm going to show you something right now. You think that they're just in it for the kid? Watch this idiot.
I'm ready to get back to VA. It's Halloween. I want to do some Halloween stuff. I want to go hit a haunted house and stuff like that. You know, just Halloweeny shit, right? I'm on the road. I'm ready to chill. Can a kid go missing in Hawaii, please? That would be great. You know what I'm saying? Where the weather's warm and there's a volcano and shit like that. That would be good.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Can a kid go missing in Hawaii? Please. That's absolutely disgusting. That shows that he doesn't care about the child. Doesn't care about Quinton. He cares about the money. If there was a popular case in Hawaii, that's where he'd be. Because he basically just said he wants to get paid to go on vacation. I'm ready to chill. Like that. Oh. Man. Now, I will say that as a YouTuber, I understand that you want to be successful. You want to make money doing this. I get that. But that is something you just know. He basically admitted the reason he's there. And then the other one, when asked about this, she basically defended him. Like, not saying, yeah, that's wrong, because we're not here to get paid. We're here for the baby. She didn't say that. Okay, I'm not one for drama, but oh, hello, Matthias. But I'm gonna let you guys listen to what the other one said about what Dolly said. Oh, I gotta present. You're only gonna be able to hear it, but I'm thinking this will work.
Let them go crazy, you know. I mean, he does joke around. That's part of his shtick, and you know, he's a big boy. Don't know what to say, but they can go crazy. I could care less about any of the Sob Squad. You know, they're going to talk their shit, and that's just how it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can tell you that he's made them enough money with all the clips, so they should be happy.
Yeah. And you just go over to the chat and see how much they're getting in super chats. Like, they're making thousands of dollars. Like, that's just disgusting. It's just wrong. And she said, worse today. Oh, yeah, I'm sure she did. I mean, she obviously supports the protesters and what's happening and all that chaos because it's making her money. This is not doing anything to help Quinton. What possible outcome, what could possibly happen from this that would benefit Quinton? By all means, anybody.
It's just tying up law enforcement at the house instead of helping Quinton.
Yeah, and this quote unquote protesting. If they want to protest that someone hasn't been arrested, they would be at the police station protesting, telling the police, do your job, go make an arrest, do something. Jeez, ow. It scared me. But yeah, if anyone, if they're, I can't even imagine what possible outcome could happen that would benefit. Like, I mean, if you pester someone enough, do you think maybe they'll just give up and go and turn themselves in and confess? Is that
outcome? They wanted a reaction to help their channel, to
Yeah.
have content, to reuse and reuse and clip and reuse and make money and money and money off, and that's exactly what they got yesterday and today.
Yeah. Well, Chrissy, it's because people like to see the drama. They like to see the conflict, and they want to support that. And I mean, that's the sad fact about humanity, but that's the way we are. Yeah, people love drama. Drama sells. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'm not so upset that people go to the locations because honestly, if we could, we would. Like if Cher could, she would be in that house right now. She's talking with Billy, and Billy has said she's welcome. So Cher could go down there. She would be in that house. But oh my God, like I'm not, like, you know me, I'm not one to badmouth people. Like, it's very, very rare, but this behavior is just absolutely appalling. And they say they're going to be there till the case is resolved or whatever. No, that's bullshit. They'll be there as long as they keep getting paid. Like, let's not kid ourselves. That's why they're there. Can y'all let Billy know I'm here for her? It kills me. Well, thank you, Stitching, Bitching, and True Crime. And that's the other thing I don't get, is why is so much of this hatred directed towards Billy? The police have said Leilani is the prime suspect. So why is so much of the hatred directed to this one other person? Why not Danny? Why not someone else that was in that house? Why not the babysitter? Why so much specifically at Billy? I don't understand that. I mean, because she was ultimately responsible. It's her house. I mean, I get it. Is she completely innocent? No. She does bear some responsibility with this. But to get this level of hate, I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah. It's just, and oh my God, like that woman that I just played the clip of her defending Dolly. I'm not even going to mention her name. Y'all know who she is. But she looks like a crazy person up there on the live. Like the little bit that I watched of her live last night, she looks insane. Like they're so like out of their minds. And this is what happens with the mob mentality.
She wasn't
like,
there. Her and Dolly were not there for the bad shit that I showed.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either one of them were involved in that. But holy, and this is the problem with mob mentality. I mean, you go there and you have a certain goal. Like, we're going to be peaceful, we're going to hold up signs, whatever, what have you, you know. That's fine. We're going to go live from the house and we're going to make our presence known and let the people in the house know that we don't approve of what's happened. We demand justice. I get that. I would applaud that. But when you start adding more and more people, the emotions get amped up, and before you know it, you have people doing things like causing them to get arrested, and there's even some idiot on their property with a flashlight last night. Like, this is getting way out of hand. Now, if it was me, if I had gone to this place, let's say I was there and I'm not even going to say protesting because that's not what it is, but I was there letting the people in the house know that we demand justice. We don't think this is right. And if things got to the point like this, where people are breaking the law and they're making people in that house and other houses on that street feel unsafe, I would call for an end to it, regardless of how much money I was making, because someone could get hurt. Someone innocent could get hurt with all of this. Like, you know what's going to wind up happening if they keep pulling this shit? Someone's going to get too cocky and get real rambunctious up on someone's property. I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but it'll happen again. And eventually someone's going to get shot. This is not like you can stand on the sidewalk with a sign and tell people, I don't approve of this, I want justice, all that stuff. That's good. But when you cross that line into threats, into trespassing, into actual criminal activity, I mean, there's lots of states that are like, stand your ground, whatever. They have the right to just blow you away if you go on their property. And that's going to happen one of these days. I don't want to see that. As much as I dislike some of these YouTubers, I don't want to see them get killed over this. And I don't want to see someone in Quinton's house end up getting hurt. Any of them. Due process, innocent until proven guilty, all that stuff. The reason law enforcement hasn't made an arrest is because they need more evidence. They're not going to take a chance arresting Leilani for murder and risk her being found not guilty. They're not going to do that. Flower Bowl owner saying they're at the bar again last night. Well, I know that they were home when Cher was live last night, because she was actually, or not Cher, it was on Alex Erickson's channel last night. She was home. She was in that house. She even took pictures. Now, she might have been at the bar before or after that. I don't know. Now, do I agree with the behavior of going out partying and that? No. But does that make them any more or less guilty? No. What difference does it make if she goes out to the bar and drinks? I don't get it. I just really don't like what's going on there. The only good, I guess, that comes of it is, since law enforcement did have to get involved and make arrests, it probably did kind of light a fire under their ass to say, okay, we need to work a little bit harder to get this resolved, because it's getting dangerous. But Simply Man, I truly believe the babysitter's heart is broken. She does not serve any negativity. Well, I do somewhat agree with that. I mean, we can point the fingers and say, you should have known, you should have done this, you should have done that, all in hindsight, but that's not really fair. But I would put it out that if the babysitter, who's been there and obviously knew if there was abuse and things like that and did nothing, then she's not completely innocent either. And same thing with Billy. If she knew, obviously, that there was issues, then, and not doing anything about it, she does bear some responsibility. Does that mean that they should be in jail for accessory to murder or accessory after the fact or anything like that? No, but they definitely did make mistakes. Everybody did. Anyone who saw signs of abuse and did nothing is guilty. But yeah, as far as going out and drinking and whatnot, I mean, we have no idea what it's like to be in a situation like that. And Cher and I have a little bit more insight about what it's like inside that house, and it's not good. Hey, Sonia. It's not like they're trying to figure out how are we going to get out of this jam and let's live it up while we can because we're all going to prison. It's not like that. It's very tense in that house. Because some people believe other people did something to Quinton and they really can't do anything about it. That's about as specific as I can get. But yeah, that was just my piece. I disagree with the quote-unquote protesting. Like, it's okay to go there and say your piece and leave, but once it starts getting out of control, out of hand, it's time to shut it down. Not support it. Not say, I'll pay your bail money. That just tells people, go ahead and do whatever you want. I got your back. And that just encourages people to do even worse shit. Like, it's coming. People are getting more and more bold. Like, look at what happened with Summer Wells. There were people out there, and all they did was shout up at the house. That's it. Now you got Quinton. You got people who are actually going onto the property, saying some pretty scary things. One guy up on their property with a flashlight, like, people are getting more and more bold. And before you know it, it's going to end in tragedy. Yeah, I agree with that, Billy, or BW. But, I mean, obviously, Billy didn't think that Quinton's life was in danger. But, I mean, I really don't understand the whole pointing finger. Like, Leilani's a grown-up. Like, she is the one responsible for her child. I don't get. And it was, yeah, the laundries was bad too. Thank you, Rian. Yeah, it was. But I think it's going to get worse. And honestly, it shouldn't be happening. I know people love it. People want to see it because they love the conflict, and they want to see all of that side. It's just human nature. We want to see it. Like, you pass a car accident on the road, you look. You do. You want to see something. But yeah, there's a point where it's too far. And it's hit that point now. It's not just people peacefully protesting. It's people doing dangerous things, illegal things. And other people in a position of influence are supporting that and encouraging it by not calling it out. So that's not right. But not legally. Quinton was removed from custody for his own safety. Well, there is some truth to that, but it wasn't full on mother can't be around her child. Obviously, she was living there. But, I mean, what could Billy do? She has to work. She has to leave the house. People can't just sit there. You need to make money and everything. There is a babysitter that was there. So, I mean, it looks to me like Billy was trying to get her daughter to snap out of it and come around, and trying to make the best of a bad situation. Like, to put all the blame on one person is wrong. I don't agree with that. Does she bear some responsibility? Yes. Donna, the babysitter, did report to Children's Services in the past. Well, she said that she did, and then she said that she didn't. She said she only called grandma. So I don't know. But we've seen in all these cases, we see what child services, they don't have much sway. Like, they can't really do much. Yes, but she legally took responsibility to protect that child and to go and leave him with a person, even the mother, if the law had already taken him away. It's not okay, in my opinion. Okay, well, you have a child and you're legally responsible for him. If you go out for a night on the town and the babysitter kills the child, are you responsible? I don't believe Billy thought that Quinton's life was in danger. I really don't. I don't know, and none of us know, the whole ins and outs and the whole aspect of what Leilani was like as a mother. Was she just simply a drug addict and unable to care for herself, much less a child? Or was she crazy and like very, very likely always hurting the child, like stuff like that? We don't know. Yeah, obviously people don't snap out of drug addiction. No. But she had help. There was a babysitter. There was other people in the house. It wasn't just her left alone with a child she was unable to take care of. Like, that's what I don't get it. Billy Joe failed him. Why is it only Billy Joe? Explain that to me. Why only her? Why is Billy so hated? Leilani killed her child. Why is no one saying nasty shit about Leilani? Why is it only Billy? This does not make sense. Give your head a shake. I'm not saying Billy's innocent. I've said more than once. Does she bear some responsibility? Yes. Is she 100% responsible? No. I know Billy had legal custody. I'm not arguing that fact. You guys just don't get it. Yes, if you have legal custody, it's your responsibility to keep the child safe. If something happens to that child, should you be punished? Yes. Should you go to jail for the rest of your life? No. The one who killed the child should. Oh, absolutely, Dolly. She does regret leaving. Yeah. Obviously, if she knew this was even a possibility, she would not have left that child alone, like in that house. Canadian Cookie, she didn't leave the child in just her hands. That's what you guys aren't getting. There was a babysitter who was supposed to be there. Someone called and told her she didn't need to come. Like, what else is she supposed to do? Take the baby with her to work? Like, you guys are being very, very unreasonable. And it's only Billy. Why only Billy? Shouldn't you be mad at the person who took a baby's life, threw it in a garbage can? Why is no one saying anything bad about the murderer or suspected murderer? Why is it always just the grandma and not anybody else who lives in that house? Just her, because she has legal custody. That's it. I mean, that doesn't hold much weight with me. She should have known. Oh my God. Yeah. Should have predicted, oh yeah, my daughter is a drug addict. If I leave her alone, she's going to kill her child. Come on. You're not that stupid. I think everybody surrounding Quinton bears responsibility. Everybody, including Grandma. Because yes, everybody failed that child. This is a lot like Wells. Eventually we saw how horrible the living conditions were for all those children, not just Summer, right? At first we didn't know that. But eventually we saw. Dolores, yes, I am not saying she's not responsible. You guys listen? Does she bear responsibility? Yes, I've said that. But why is she the only one getting hate? She is not the only one who bears responsibility. The mother bears responsibility. It's her fucking child. Why is no one saying anything bad about the mother? What is wrong with this? I don't get it. Like, I can understand people not liking Billy. Believe me, I get that. Do I think she's a great person? No, I don't. But she's not the one who killed the child. Why is no one, I have not seen one comment, someone saying something bad about Leilani. Why is that? Why is the rage not directed at the person who took the child's life? Why is it directed at the grandma? Because she has custody? That's it? That's the only reason you don't have any hatred towards the murderer? Like, what the hell? I don't get this. People, you guys are nuts. Absolutely out of your minds. I'm being a douche. I'm just telling you the truth. You guys are so blinded by hatred for one person who didn't actually take the life of a child, instead of hating the person who took the life of a child. And I'm a douche. You're an idiot. You guys know me, you've watched me for a long time. And just think about this. If I'm actually pissed off, there's a reason. I don't pump this up for views. I think it's wrong. I think this is just, it's turning the whole thing into, like Lucia said, it's a circus. And I'll say it again. Yes, Billy Joe does bear responsibility. Absolutely. She is not the only one who bears responsibility, though. And here's a perfect example. Like, I know I'm going to lose subscribers. Cher's been bleeding subs because she won't bash Billy. Stop. I get it. But, I mean, I don't understand. Like, I get people not liking grandma. I do. But why is no one... I don't understand why just her is getting so much hate. Even more than the person who police said is the prime suspect. They believe that Leilani murdered her child. The grandma is getting more hatred than someone who took the life of a child. Like, I don't know how to say it any more clear than that. Like, if you can't see that that's odd, I don't know what to tell you. I don't get it. Y'all, I just don't. But then when you have, and that's, a lot of that is, it falls on the YouTubers because we do, I mean, what we say resonates with people who watch us. So if I were to start bashing, say, Danny, then I know a lot of you would agree with that, and you would take that and you would kind of add that to your own feelings on the case. Like, what I say does have influence. I am aware of that. And I mean, I'm not getting thousands of people in my chats. So if I was, I would be even more careful about what I'm saying, because we have some responsibility about what others wind up doing. If we keep saying, I'm sick of this, I wish someone would go in that house and take everyone out, and then someone goes and does that, Do I bear some responsibility? Yeah. Well, that's good, BW. Because this isn't my normal content anyway. But I'm fine with people disagreeing. I'm fine if you hate Billy. I got no problem with that at all. Oh, let's see what that says. I am in a confused stance on this. I felt for Billy Joe until last night when she started screaming to further enable Leilani with her theory, making life sort of an innocent. She's minimizing, and she's not. Believe me, like I can't show you everything, but Cher's been talking with Billy Joe. Everybody knows that now. But no, she is not trying to protect Leilani. She wants, I can't even say it. But let's just say, hypothetically, someone wants someone else to be arrested and taken out of their house. She can't do anything. She's stuck. And that is why I feel for her. I don't think that she's innocent, like completely innocent. I don't think that she should not be punished because she does bear responsibility. I 1000%, I'll say that over and over again. Yes, she does bear responsibility for what happened to that poor little baby. Absolutely she does. Is she the only one? No. Yeah, Alex, she did say that. She wants the person responsible to pay. She wants justice for her grandchild. Hey, Angie. But she can't really do anything. Hey, Zena. I have plenty of disdain for both mother and daughter. Both should not be free to complain about YouTubers outside their home. They both should be in jail. I agree with that. I do. Not just them two, though. Are any of the remaining kids Danny's? I don't know. It's a good question. Mark, I'm behind, but the hate for Billy is around the drinking thing and the argument with the babysitter. Lots. People sympathize with the babysitter. Yeah. Yeah, her behavior doesn't make it easy to sympathize with her. I get that. And should she get sympathy? No. I don't think Billy deserves sympathy. No, not at all. But I don't, like what I'm seeing, like my point is what I'm seeing is I'm seeing more hatred towards Billy than I am towards Leilani. When the police has said they believe Leilani murdered her child. I don't understand why people hate or seem to hate Billy more than the person who actually murdered a child. Like, I can't wrap my mind around that. Whoever, and that's all involved in this. I'm assuming you meant baby's death. They need to pay for it. Is death of a child 100% yes. Absolutely. Personally, I think everybody in that house, everybody who's been in that house bears some responsibility. And if CPS was called multiple times, they bear responsibility. But yeah, sympathy is different than empathy. Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah. I agree with that, Sky. Yep. And that's why I'm saying, Billy does bear responsibility. There's no getting around that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's gonna well, of course they're going there. I mean, everybody who has the means, every YouTuber who has the means to go there is gonna go because they're gonna get a huge subscriber boost, super chats. Like if you do nothing, just go to her channel or the other idiot's channel and just watch how much money they're getting. That's why they're there. They're not doing anything, but they're there because they're getting paid. Now, as a YouTuber, like going there and no, I said that wrong. They're staying there because they're getting paid. They didn't go there initially to get paid. They went there initially because of the child and they want justice. I will give them that. But they're staying there because they're getting paid. So yes, I did say that wrong, but oh yeah, we're talking thousands of dollars. Thousands. Not even hundreds.
I watched at least 1,000 in 10 minutes.
Cher said she watched $1,000 in super chats in like 10 minutes. That's not including PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all the others. She's watching?
Well, she's about to. She just asked for your.
All right.
I told her you were cussing people out today and you never get like that. She said, oh my God, what's his channel?
Apparently Billy's gonna ask Cher for the link, so she's gonna be in the chat.
So she'll probably be listening, but I don't know if we should. Maybe we shouldn't have been
Oh, well, either way.
Anyway, she can hear you cussing people out now.
I think I'm done with the cussing because the people who are understanding my side we've kind of met at a middle ground, and then the other ones who are just calling me names or whatever left.
Yeah.
So
A middle ground is all you can really ask for. That's all we really want. Like,
that is all I want. I don't want people to just blindly agree with me. I want to debate, and believe me, I want to understand. I want to understand why Billy is, for all I've seen, far more hated than the person who actually took the life of a child. I do not understand this. I mean, just because she had custody, that's not enough of a reason. It's just not. I'm not saying she is free of blame. Like I say that over and over again. But the level of hatred specifically towards her, it's not balanced. Eliza, I'm not concerned. I said that at the start of the live. I am all for YouTubers making money. All for it. I'm saying that they're staying there because they're getting paid. And it's also, things are escalating. We even had police make arrests last night. It is time to end what they're doing before someone gets seriously hurt, regardless of how much money they're making. That's my point. I mean, should a YouTuber who's willing to pack up and travel to these places get paid? Yes, absolutely they deserve that.
Yeah, it costs money to do that.
It costs money to do that. It costs money to have a computer, to have a camera, to have microphones, to have editing programs to do StreamYard. I mean, you can do the free version, but it's only 720p. It's not that good. You can only have so many guests, yada yada yada. But yes, everything costs money. Your travel expenses, hotels, food, they deserve to get paid. I am not saying that at all.
Y'all are about to see me. This is going to be the case where Cher does boots on ground.
Yeah, Cher wants to go there
I want
badly.
to be there. I just want to be there.
But yeah, I know when I say things that maybe I don't explain it really well, I am 1000% okay with Betty, Dolly, whoever going there, because I think that's good. I think that's a really good thing to go and make your position known. Let the public know, let the neighbors know, all that stuff. But if I was there, I'd be going and I'd be talking to all the neighbors. I'd be doing other things. I'd be going to the police station to protest.
They've done that too, but they're protesting a house that doesn't need protest.
But when it gets to the point where people are getting too amped up and they're actually breaking laws, people are getting arrested, you have to, as a person who has influence, like Betty does, she has influence. You have to keep that in mind, and you have to recognize when what you're doing, while what you're doing is okay, what people who follow you and stuff are doing, taking things too far, you need to address that. So, yeah, that's my point. I am okay with them making money. I have no issue with that. I'll say I'm a little bit jealous, but I mean, who deserves to make money? Me sitting here in my own place, or someone who's actually going to these locations? Obviously, that's a no-brainer. So yes,
But
absolutely.
they don't need to be antagonizing a situation further just to make bank. That's wrong. I've gotten more answers that I just cannot share. I've gotten a whole lot more sitting at home.
Mark,
I didn't
be a
make
man.
thousands of dollars, but
I'm not being a man,
they're
Mr.
gonna say
P.
that you're following, that you take orders from me. Remember?
Oh.
That's the vicious cycle we get in. That I abuse you now, and
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
listen to me. I wear the pants.
Mm-hmm.
Benny controls the words that come out of my mouth. You control all of these people are controlling Cher.
Well, I couldn't care
Or
less.
and then I'm also controlling all of them too, so it's weird.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, we're all puppets. If Cher goes, I'll go.
Who said that?
High Priestess.
I'm going. Tell him.
She's definitely, she wants to go.
Tell him our conversation.
Yeah.
A little of it.
Yeah, she's got to get a passport, so that's going to take a while. Because you need the passport to fly. You don't need it to drive across. But I can't take the time off work. I need to keep working. But if and when Cher goes, she won't be standing on the sidewalk. She'll be in the house. Okay, I agree, Milo, but if you don't think they're there for money,
You're so wrong.
well, honestly, if you don't think that they're there for money, can you explain this? Listen to what he says.
I'm ready to get back to VA. It's Halloween. I want to do some Halloween stuff. I want to go hit a haunted house and stuff like that. Just Halloweeny shit, right? I'm on the road. I'm ready to chill. Can a kid go missing in Hawaii, please? That would be great. You know what I'm saying? Where the weather's warm,
Can a
and
kid
there's a
go missing in
volcano
Hawaii,
and
please?
shit like
That'd
that.
be great.
That would be good.
If he's not in it for the money, can you explain that sentence?
And then the other one, holy back.
Mr. P, Cher's kids are none of your business. She does worry about her kids. She talks to them all every day.
My kids are amazing.
Her kids are just fine.
I got a wonderful text.
You need to stay focused. This is about Quinton.
My kids are very proud of what I'm doing, by the way. My 14-year-old son actually wanted me to look into this case, didn't know I already was, and then texted me how proud he was that I gave Billy a chance. How that makes him feel so good. So fuck off, haters.
Exactly, Delia. That would be great. Could we have a child go missing in a beautiful part of the world? That would be so great. Because I could go there and I could have a nice vacation. Because all you YouTube viewers will pay for me to go. No, Kira, they weren't. I don't even think they were there. I don't believe either of them did anything illegal. Yeah, you're right. There is no excuse for what he said.
Like this right there. Where do I put it? You see that? That's from my 14-year-old son. That he sent me yesterday. After finding out I was giving Billy a fair chance, okay? So my haters can't really oh, it's all blurry. My haters can't hurt my feelings after that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And you're right, Amy. Yes, grandma does need to be held accountable. I 100% agree with that. I know. And yes, I'm aware that she is likely listening, and I'm not going to lie. I think everyone who was involved in Quinton's life bears responsibility for what happened.
Yeah, and she knows that.
Yeah.
Billy and I have talked about that a lot. But again, I want to repeat, there's no jail, no nothing, probably nothing even you guys say that's going to hurt her feelings any more than she's hurting her. She's in her own...
She's in her own hell right now.
Yes, and I honestly think that is payment enough.
Just put everything out of your minds and just try to imagine this picture, okay? You have a troubled daughter. So troubled, in fact, that you have to take responsibility of her children. So you have the weight of a troubled daughter. You have grandchildren. You're responsible for everybody. You have to work. You manage to hire a babysitter to look after them when you actually have to be out of the house. I mean, you're trying. And then you come to find out that you didn't do enough and your grandchild is murdered and you're in the house with the person who is likely the one who did it and you cannot do anything about it. Put everything else out of your mind and just try to imagine what that's like. Now, I'm not saying... Someone said there's a difference between sympathy and empathy. I'm asking you to empathize with that situation.
Billy agreed. Billy said, I won't need a verbo. I can just stay with her.
There you go. Yeah, Andrea, that would be nice, but people are just bizarre and ruthless. Mm-hmm. And what I do in my personal life has nothing to do with the true crime content I put out. With Cher's personal life, her children, all that has nothing to do with the content she puts out. Same for Dolly, same for Bullhorn Betty. Any YouTuber whose personal life gets picked apart, that's wrong. I don't agree with that at all. Hey, Robin. Well, I'm going to have a quick smoke, but then when I come back, I'm going to open up the panel. I'm going to let people come on and say their piece. Because I know a lot of people, you don't agree with what I'm saying. You have a lot of hatred towards Billy, and I definitely understand that. But like I say, I don't understand why Billy is getting more hatred than the person who the police have said is likely the one who actually took the child's life. Like I've seen dozens of comments saying how bad Billy is. I only saw one or two that say how bad Leilani is. Okay, I will play that again. It makes my skin crawl. But yes, it's brace yourself.
Stuff like that, just Halloweeny shit, right? I'm on the road. I'm ready to chill. Can a kid go missing in Hawaii, please? That would be great. You know what I'm saying? Where the weather's warm, and there's a volcano and shit like that. That would be good.
Oh, God. Every time I watch that, I get more and more pissed off. All right. Quick switch. Bear with me for a few minutes, y'all. And then I'm going to open up the panel for people who want to come on and say their piece. I will say that if you want to join, your opinion, whatever it is welcome. Just be respectful, watch the name calling, that kind of thing. Basically, we're grown-ups, so let's act like it. Okay, 1 second. Man, I got cat hair all over the place. Yeah. I like doing this. For those of you who don't usually come to my weekend chats, I get a kick out of that. Whatever, I'm a big child. Freaking idiot, yeah. I mean, like someone could say, well, that's just a sense of humor, but that's so far beyond insensitive. And honestly, I think if there was a missing child in Hawaii that was getting lots of attention, I think he would go and I think he would be happy about it, which makes me sick. Y'all, if I could save a child's life, I would give up YouTube. Like if for some reason God came to me and said, if you give up YouTube, this child will be brought home safe and alive, I would make that deal. I don't think he would. Oh yeah, all that stuff is tax deductible. Mm. But yeah, I'm not against YouTubers making money. I mean, people put a lot of their time. Cher, like it's a full-time job for her. Like she works on YouTube as much as I work doing carpentry. So does she deserve to get paid for that? Yes, absolutely she does. So I have no problem with people making money on YouTube. No issue at all. My issue is when what they're doing is causing crimes to be committed and things are getting out of hand. It's then their responsibility to call that out and say, at least say this much. Say, if you're not going to be peaceful or something, we don't want you there. Like, at least say that much. But my feeling is they want that to happen because it's going to drive even more people. It's going to drive more views, which means more money. They want it to be a circus. They want it to be chaotic because that brings the views. That's my point, Cotton Candy. I never do this. I never call people out. Like, go back in my videos and find the last time I did, because it's been a long time. Exploitation is the problem. Exactly. She did say that, but she also said she's going to give the people who got arrested bail money. So it's a little contradictory. But yes, like I said, if it was me, if I had been the one who went there to protest, talking to the neighbors, making my presence known, letting the people in the house know that I'm not okay with the situation and I want justice, fine. But if it gets to the point where it's been for a while now, but especially last night, I would call for an end to it. I would leave and I would not come back. Because I've done what I can. I've made my presence known. I've said that this is not right. I've done my job as a YouTuber. But once you keep adding more and more people, you get that mob mentality. And while you didn't intend that, I don't believe Betty intended for anything criminal to happen. It will happen. You have to realize that. And when it starts getting out of hand, you need, as the one who has the most influence, you have a responsibility to say, this behavior is not okay. Not like, well, I didn't do it. I can't control what people do and say. Yeah, you can. You can say, you all are welcome to come here and speak your mind, but do so in a peaceful manner. Do not break the law. Don't reward people saying, oh yeah, if you do something illegal and get arrested, I'll bail you out. That's not okay. That's enabling. Eliza, well, that you could be right. They may stay there until Lilani is arrested, if she's arrested soon, but they won't stay there for months. They can't. I mean, if people aren't watching and they're not making any money, I mean, you can't afford to just live in a hotel forever. No one can do that. My issue isn't so much the money, it's what's happening. Okay, get out of this. Back on here. No, Chubbs, you can't come. No. Chubbs is trying to come up. Okay. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Sorry, I haven't really been watching the chat so much here, but if anyone wants to come up, say your piece. It doesn't have to be about the protesters. It doesn't have to be about Lilani or whatever. Anything about Quinton. Anything about the case in general. All thoughts and opinions are absolutely welcome. Yeah, as long as you're respectful. That's all I ask. Oh, I gotta get my earbuds in here. I see you, Karen. If you want to shut your camera off, you can, but I'm going to let you up. Welcome, Karen.
Oh, am I echoing?
No, you're good on my end.
Okay. I don't need to shut my camera off. I don't know. Wow, I'm echoing.
Oh, you might have to close the YouTube side.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, Eliza.
There we go. All right. I have something that I want to say. Um, Cher knows that I have a lot of empathy for Billy Joe. I've been through some similar things, and I can empathize. People don't understand the difference between sympathy and empathy. We can only truly empathize if we've been there, done that. So I feel a lot of empathy. But I think one of the reasons why people are so focused on Billy Joe is, to me, it's kind of like if I were to take, and like I said, I can empathize because I've been there. I had to help the state take my grandson away from my daughter. Had him in guardianship, had custody. Her rights were eventually terminated, but and he now lives with my other daughter. They adopted him, but when he was in my care, it's kind of like this. I think this is why people are getting so twisted up. Is when he was in my care, and let's say that he was like, 6 months old, and I took that child and I placed him in the middle of the street and I left him there. And a few minutes later, a drunk driver comes down the road and runs him over, right? Would you be angry at the drunk driver, or would you be angry at me? Would you be angry at us both? I started the problem. So I empathize with Billy Joe a great deal. But I think that's why people are getting so twisted up about her role in it, is she had him to begin with. She took that responsibility. Am I making any sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does bear responsibility, for sure.
So people are just going completely, sideways with all of that. And then one thing I want to say about the whole, YouTubers being there is, and I have personal responsibility in this as well. It's as much the fault of the people that are watching as it is of, what they're doing down there. It's totally wrong. But if we weren't supporting it, if we weren't watching it, they wouldn't be doing it.
That's true.
And I said yesterday that, a lot of why I watch these true crime stories is, I have to be honest, it's for entertainment value. And so how sick is that? So we're as much to blame as anybody else is. What the solution is, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but it's pretty disheartening. And subscribers need to take a look at what they're actually supporting.
Yeah. That's very well said. You want to be entertained as a YouTube viewer, and you want to see everything.
I want to know what's going on, right?
But at the same point, if you're watching people encourage and enable criminal activity, that's not okay.
No, it's not.
You shouldn't be supporting that.
No.
Now, I'm not calling for anyone to unsubscribe from anybody or whatever. Watch who you want to watch. But the sad fact is, we as a species, we like to see suffering. We like to see conflict. Yep. We like to see violence.
Yep.
That's just the way we're built.
Yep. And, it's just going to continue as long as people support it. And like I said, I'm play a part in that too. Some of these creators that are down there, I don't subscribe to any of them. But with all this going on in the past few days, I dip in to see what's going on, right? So I'm part of the problem too. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is, but
I don't either. I'm just doing what I can, trying to reason with people. Like, it's gotten out of hand, so it's time to put an end to it.
It has. And we can, in my opinion, we can realize that Billy Joe has a responsibility in this, and either sympathize with her if we've not been there, or empathize with her if we've been through similar things. But that doesn't mean that we need to, do things that are going to cause her additional suffering. Her or anybody else, her, Leilani, anybody involved in any of these crime cases. We can realize what the issues are. We don't have to make it worse by name calling and saying horrible things in chats. Again, that comes down to the subscribers. So I think you and Cher are doing a good job. Cher knows that, I watch both of you. I don't always agree with anything that Cher says, anything you say, anything anybody says. But I do think your guys' hearts are in the right place. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, Karen.
All right. Thanks for having me up.
Anytime. There was a comment that I wanted to talk about. Eliza, if you knew someone who was a pedo, would it be okay to leave a child in custodial care with them to babysit while you went out of town? Absolutely not. I don't think anybody would do that. But was Leilani a convicted child murderer before? It's not really a fair comparison. I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah. But I'm like, again, like, I have spent, it's been an hour and 11 minutes. Most of this has been kind of defending Billy. And I literally played a clip of a guy saying, can a child go missing in Hawaii? That would be great. And that guy's getting less nasty comments. Like, Leilani is getting less nasty comments. Like, everyone hates Billy. I don't understand it. And by all means, you're welcome to come up and try and explain it. But I don't get it. I mean, is she completely innocent in all this? No, I've said that. She does bear responsibility. Oh, jeez. Okay. Claws. Okay. You goofball. I love that these cats are so affectionate, but it is annoying at times. Right? It's a witch hunt, yeah. It seems that the abuse was very evident. Well, apparently. I mean, we've heard that from a couple people. So, I mean, if there was abuse, then it was very apparent. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna get hurt trying to do this. You go up there. Go back there. Yes, he is a silly kitty. Don't hate Billy. Do I agree with the choices? No. I do, however, think let law enforcement do their jobs. I agree with that. Yeah, it was horrible, Canadian Cookie. Makes me sick. I would never even joke about something like that. Like, even if that was a joke, it's very, very inappropriate. And he's been on YouTube long enough to know that there are some things you just don't say. Crazy Daisy. It's bordering on that. It definitely is bordering on that. Now, I will say again, like, she and I have never spoken. We're not friends. We're not enemies. Do I think she intended for that to happen? No, I don't. But the fact of the matter is, she's basically the tip of the spear, and things are happening. So I think that she should call for an end to it. Or at least discourage people from doing anything illegal. I mean, I don't think that's asking too much. Hey, Trina. Dolly got mad when the neighbor threw a french fry at him. Well, what do you expect when you're out there causing a ruckus? It's going to piss people off. I mean, it's not like this is just like a house that's in the middle of out in the middle of the open. There's no one else around. Like all this chaos, it's very disruptive to all the neighbors too. Like I'm sure they don't enjoy it. So yeah. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Anyone wants to come up and say their piece. It doesn't have to be about the protesters or about Billy or anything. Anything about Quinton in general. I'd actually like to know more about Quinton. Like, I'd like to see baby pictures, what did his laugh sound like? I'd love to know all that stuff. Obviously, none of us here have that information, but you get my point. That same neighbor came out with a baseball bat last night. I'm not surprised. I mean, if I had people yelling and screaming at the neighbor, like all hours of the night, I'd be getting pissed off. And yeah, I might come out and kick some ass because it's disruptive to me. Like the neighbors didn't ask for this. So like I said, to go there and make your presence known, talk to the neighbors, stand in front of the house, signs and whatever, and let it be known that I am not okay with what happened. I want justice. That is absolutely fine, and I applaud that. But when things like this always get too big, and they turn violent. Like, no YouTuber should be supporting this. It's one thing to think that they all deserve to be in prison, lock them, take everyone in that house, throw them in a hole and cover it up, whatever you think. It's one thing to think that, but it's another thing to push the envelope like this and know that what you started is actually causing a lot of issues for people who are innocent. Like, it's not just affecting the people in that house, it's affecting the people on that block. So, yeah, I would definitely like to see YouTubers call for an end for that. At least say, people, if you can't be peaceful, don't bother coming. You're not wanted. Like, say that much. Okay, I have a bat. I live alone most of the year and got to protect myself. There you go. I don't have a bat. I don't think I really got to worry about people coming to my place, though. Babysitter had a lot of info. She got trashed by Cher. The babysitter was the first surprise with current photos of Quinton and his family. Showed photos that were from 10 months ago. Yeah. Yeah, Cher did go at the babysitter. And if the babysitter had been forthcoming and honest, Cher wouldn't have done that. Now, do I think the babysitter had something to do with Quinton's death? No. Does Cher? No. Susie, I got 7 dogs, don't need a bat. There you go. No, as far as I'm concerned, the babysitter might as well be left out of it. As far as the police investigation goes. Cher disagrees. But my personal opinion, I don't believe the babysitter had something to do with Quinton's death. I don't. I do think that everybody who's been involved in that child's life needs to be looked at. Just to, cross the T's, dot the I's kind of thing. Make sure Do it with some grace and dignity. Yeah. Love Pepsi? Yes, Pepsi. I used to be a Coke guy, but Cher loves Pepsi, so it just kind of grew on me. And yeah, I'll say it again. It's not that they showed up to protest. I use the word protest very loosely because it's really not protesting. But I understand them going there and telling the YouTube world and the community and everything that they're upset about this. They don't think this is right. They want justice. They want something to happen. I get that. But you can only do it for so long because you're going to get people who get fired up, and that mob mentality, it just gets going and going and going. And before you know it, you have people getting arrested, people getting threatened, people trespassing. And it's going to get worse. If they don't, I don't have enough influence to reach all these people and say, knock it off. I just hope that they'll see this and they'll take what I'm saying to heart and at least call out the people who are going too far and say, be peaceful. Like, at least do that much. Because, I mean, it's going to get bad. If someone doesn't stand up and tell the people this is wrong, it's going to get worse. That's just human nature. That's a good point, Paula. Yeah. I wouldn't, like in that situation, if I was a babysitter and the grandma was ultimately responsible, I wouldn't just call the grandma. If I saw bruises and belt marks and things that are very, like a toddler is going to get, bumps and bruises or whatever. I mean, they're clumsy. Things are going to happen. But if it's to the point where you really know what it is, like it's abuse, I would be calling the police. Absolutely. So like I said, everybody involved in that child's life, especially if they knew that there was abuse, they all bear responsibility. Even if there is a neighbor who saw the child get smacked or something. I hate even picturing that, but you get my example. That neighbor bears responsibility. It's not okay to know that something bad is going on and not to do anything about it. I mean, you don't have to go up in the house and take the kid or whatever, or go in the house and beat the crap out of the abuser, but you do have a responsibility to at least try to do something about it. Notify authorities, call the police. I mean, calling the grandma who lives in the house and obviously knows what's going on. If she's been in that house, she's seen the bruises and stuff herself too. So that's not gonna do anything. And we all know that you guys watch these cases, we know that CPS basically has no power. Like, all a person has to do is not answer the door. According to the Summer Wells case, CPS goes out there, she just doesn't answer the door, they can't do nothing, they leave. That's insane. CPS should definitely have more authority than that. If they believe there's abuse going on in the house, they should absolutely be able to have the police kick the door down and go in there and get that kid. If nothing else, just to give the kid a look, see if there are bruises or cuts or belt marks or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. We don't know. You know, we're going, it's all hearsay. We're going by, you know, like there's this picture of this baby who's basically been tormented his entire life. And we don't know that. Wonder if he drowned in the pool since one door was open for hours. Yeah. It's really hard to say. Yeah, it could have been an accidental death. We don't know. Yeah, 100%, Eliza. They don't have that much power. It's really bizarre. It seems like they have more authority once the police have actually acted. Like once they actually have the child, then they have more power to keep the child. But it's like that initial part when there's abuse reported, it's like they really can't do much, which is sad. Danny didn't even take his kid with him. Who's the scumbag here? Yeah. Why isn't Danny getting more hatred? I'm not going to comment on that. I'll just leave that up. I will say that a video, well, actually, Cher recorded me reacting to something. I can't remember what it was, but I was eating at the time and had someone comment that it was just disgusting. They can't stand to watch people eat. I get that. Well, I'll put the link in the chat one more time. No one wants to come up. I think we might just do a recap and call it a day for this one. Because I've said my piece. I mean, I don't agree with... I'm okay with the protesting as long as it's peaceful. I don't agree with enabling it and encouraging it once it gets out of hand like that. I don't agree with that. I think at the very least they should be telling people, if you're not going to be not going to obey the law, don't come. Like at the very least say that. I would go even further and I would leave. I'd say, I don't like what's going on. Someone's going to get hurt. I'm out of here. Regardless of how successful my channel is because of it. I wouldn't want to see some innocent... I don't want to see like the neighbor coming out with a baseball bat and people threatening each other and, you know, someone's going to get seriously hurt or maybe even killed. I don't want to see that. Look how CPS failed Serenity. They closed her case without ever laying eyes on her, cost her life. Yeah, and I bet you that happens a lot. I heard that the brother went on Dolly's panel last night. I didn't watch that. But yeah, apparently he's getting... well, he's been wanting to do something to stop what's going on. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna... All they're gonna do is try and turn him against Grandma, because it's all about Grandma always. I don't get why. I'll never understand that. So yeah, Well, to sum up, Dolly's a piece of shit. Saying, can a kid go missing in Hawaii? Please, that would be great. Piece of shit. There's no backtracking that. Tell us how you really feel, Yvette. I promise you I have a higher IQ than you do. And my channel's better than yours. So, take a few hundred seats.
Wait, ooh.
Oh, just some troll.
Oh.
Cameron Kirk. Oh, Carmen Kirk. Yeah, that could be. We do know that there has been drug usage. Crazy Daisy, I have no idea. Probably. What's up, Lindsay? You're coming in right at the tail end. I'm about to shut this one down. So, yeah. Basically, to sum up, I don't agree with the protest. I don't agree with the protesting when it gets this chaotic. I think going and saying your piece, doing it civilly and legally is fine. But it keeps building and escalating, and someone's going to get hurt if these people who started it don't start calming it down. They need to stop encouraging it and enabling it. The other point I wanted to make is I still have not seen a good enough reason for people to hate Billy more than they hate Leilani. I cannot make that connection in my brain. I just can't. I mean, I understand people not liking her. I understand people thinking she should be in jail because she had custody, and if she hadn't left the house, it likely wouldn't have happened, yada, yada, yada.
She has to go to work.
Yeah, but she does have to work, and she did take steps that she thought was enough. Other people in the house, the babysitter. I mean, obviously she knows now.
That's what
She
Billy
didn't.
said. Billy said if she goes to jail, the babysitter should too, and I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if she knows now that she didn't do enough, but she thought at the time she was doing enough. She did not think that that child was
There's no way.
going to be killed. I mean, if you think that, then I mean, I really can't. There's nothing I can really say to you, but this, yeah, no. I do not believe that. I do not believe that she thought, well, she might kill my grandson, but no, I do not believe that at all. I mean, I don't know Billy. I don't know any of these people. Is that possible? Yeah. Is it likely? No. Yeah, Paula, nobody thinks their child is going to murder their own child. Like, did she think that it was a minute possibility? Probably. I mean, if she was concerned enough to take custody. But at the same time, yeah. And yeah, Alley Cat, that's a good point. I mean, this does not make anybody more likable, that's for sure. I mean, I don't agree with that. Like going out drinking, having a good time. I mean, it's tricky because does having something like this mean you aren't allowed to enjoy your life at all? No, but at the same time, within reason. I mean, going out for a dinner or going to a movie, something like that, I could understand. But going to a bar and doing that kind of shit, I mean, I definitely disagree. I don't think that that was appropriate. Well, Reverend, if you know any of that for a fact, I'd be interested. But I don't think so. Oh, one sec, peeps. But yeah, the big thing, the big ticket item I wanted to talk about today was that the protesting thing. I don't want to see someone end up getting hurt. And what Dolly said is just absolutely appalling. And anybody who supports that channel, feel free to unsubscribe from me because he's trashed. And if you like that, you're trash. Well, here's something interesting.
Just read the bottom.
Okay, sorry.
No, you can read it to me.
Billy was texting Cher and said Quinton never had bruises. They never had bruises. So that's what I was saying. Like we have this picture in our mind of this kid being like tortured his whole life and then finally killed when we have no evidence that that's true.
So
all we have is a couple people's word that there was abuse, and it's also been proven that they lied about other things. So we need to take that with a giant grain of salt. We don't know that that child was being abused. I mean, we have been told that it's likely, but we don't know anything. We don't know what it was like inside that house. I think we can all agree that it was probably not great. But, I mean, like the picture we're getting built up in our minds probably is an over-exaggeration, right?
I get tired of hearing that the babysitter is the only one who said she lied, so the pictures she says she had, this is not true. Oh, yeah, I know that there's lies going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We can't please everyone. You never will, Billy. Even when this is said and done and you're going back to work and they see that, like, law done their job, you're not going to win everybody over. And that's just because some people don't care. They just want to be hateful.
Yeah, that's true. Eliza, if you have those photos, could you send them to us?
What did she say?
Said there are photos of the children with bruises.
Oh, that's what Billy's okay, that's what she means. Okay, babysitter's the only one who said she lied, so the pictures she said she had, this is not true, damn it. Okay.
Oh, you want to know what Dolly said, Ollie Cat? I got it. I'll play it for you again here. Just give me 1 second. He said, "Can a kid go missing in Hawaii, please? That would be great." Because he wants YouTube to pay for him to go on vacation. That's basically it. But yeah, I will pull that up here quick.
We'd like the babysitter to show the damn pictures.
Yeah, if they're...
that's coming from Billy. She would like the babysitter to show the pictures. The only thing with that, though, Billy, these people, she probably got people behind her now since going on YouTube that will help her doctor up shit. That went around in the Wells case quite a bit. They were doctoring up photos of creators' wives being...
Oh, I even saw doctored photos of Summer.
Yeah.
Where someone screwed with the contrast and the coloring to make it look like her face was basically purple.
So you guys beware, because the stuff I'm being shown, legit stuff. I know I haven't been able to show you guys yet, but beware. Like if the babysitter is now waited from we're on the 22nd today. Quinton has been missing since October 5th. Where are the pictures at? Where's the proof of her calling CPS all these times?
Like, yeah, I would definitely like to see, if I saw proof of abuse.
I know, Billy.
Not that I would like to see that, but I feel it would be important.
She says there were never any bruises. And she told me the other day, too, that, like, she's not stupid. She knew. And she told me, like, she, at times, checked even for marks. And do you guys remember that Leilani made a Facebook post that people clipped and sent around? It was from a while ago, and it was kind of vague, but it said, I can't even horseplay with my own kids without someone thinking the worst of me. That's because there was someone in that house that was concerned about the horse playing and wanted to make sure it was only horse playing. Like, people think, yeah.
All right, I'm going to play that video again I can't remember who it was who asked, but here we go. Last time I'm going to play it because it makes me sick.
Hey, it's Halloween. I want to do some Halloween stuff. I want to go hit a haunted house and stuff like that. You know, just Halloween-y shit, right? I'm on the road. I'm ready to chill. Can a kid go missing in Hawaii? Please. That would be great. You know what I'm saying? Where the weather's warm and there's a volcano and shit like that. That would be good.
Every time I watch it, I get more and more angry. Yeah. So like I said, if anyone watching, if you like that guy and you support his channel, please don't support mine too. I don't want that karma coming back on me. I mean, that's trash. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Eliza, but if she checked for bruises and never found any, you know?
Yeah, that's not normal toddler.
Well, yeah, obviously no toddler is never going to get a bruise. I mean, they're going to fall, bump their head or whatever. I mean, that's a toddler.
Billy did not see signs of abuse.
Yes.
Like actual the bruises and welts and things like that. That's being discussed. Billy says it's just not true, and she says if there's actual legit proof of it, she'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there is proof that that child was being abused, that should be brought forth. Absolutely. It should be given to law enforcement as well. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Sky. But yeah, I mean, everything can be taken out of context and twisted, right? So. Well, how do you prove that? There's no way to prove that. How do you prove that a child wasn't abused? And they shouldn't have to. If people are making accusations of abuse, they should be able to prove it. And I'm not saying I don't believe he was or wasn't. I'm not saying. I mean, I do think that it's likely that that household was not a great environment for a baby. I'll say that much. Do I know that Quinton was being abused in any way? No, I do not. So if I don't know it, I'm not going to say that I think. The child was killed, yeah. Whether it was intentional or accidental or whatever, but that doesn't mean that the child was being abused. He headbangs when he's mad. My niece was like that. Whenever she got mad, she would just throw herself on her back, like to the point where it seemed almost dangerous. Like it, yeah, kids do the crazy shit. Would you consider children being exposed to drugs in utero as a form of abuse? Yeah, I think a pregnant mother doing drugs. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. Law enforcement evidence of murder, not evidence of an accident. Well, the reason they don't have evidence of an accident is if it was an accident, the child would be there. Like if the baby accidentally drowned in the tub, it'd be there. But they don't know what happened to the child. They haven't found the child. They don't know how the child died. Which is why they haven't made an arrest. Well, I don't know what, since Alani admitted, well, Alani had, I believe, had cocaine in her system when she gave birth, so she was using drugs then. But I don't know if Lilani had said that she abused Quinton, then okay, I'm wrong, but I haven't seen that. Some things were taken from the home, her brother said. Okay. I would imagine that there would be some things taken from the home, yeah. What do I think happened? I really don't know, Trio Girl Mom. If I had to guess, like, I would say that it was some kind of an overreaction on Lilani's part. And something, I don't believe it was an intentional murder. Let's just say it that way. And then out of fear of getting in trouble, they got rid of him. So, yeah. Not good. Not good at all. I mean, anybody who could throw their child in the garbage, that's just a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to think about. And it really breaks my heart to think about what that child experienced. Because 2 years old, you barely have a concept of anything. All that little boy could think is, why is this happening to me? Like, and not even understand. Yeah, I just, Would that be in some kind of medical record? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Billy had said that when she gave birth, they did find cocaine in her system, but they didn't do anything. So I don't know why or any of that. I don't know if they tested the baby. I don't know any of that. But I would think that should have prompted some kind of investigation. I mean, weed, alcohol, I mean, those aren't good either. But, I mean, hard drugs like cocaine, that's really not okay. Yeah, 20 months old. It's sickening. It really is. Yeah, I would assume in some states that would be the case. It should be the case in all states. It should be the case everywhere. It should have opened up in a CPS investigation. Yeah, it should have. And CPS, we talked about that before, is they have such little power. Like once they have the child in custody, they do have a lot of power, but getting to that point, they just do not have that much authority. It's sad. Like how many children are being abused, CPS shows up and they can't do anything about it? I hate that. Absolutely hate that. Hey, Angie. Yeah, you would think if the mom tests positive, it would be in the child. I mean, I don't know how that works, but I would assume that it would. Underfunded and understaffed, but no excuse for this. Yep. Drugs, mental health, and politics will be this world's downfall. Yeah, I can agree with that. And religion. Coming from a guy who believes in God, I'll say religion is not a good thing generally. Oh my God, Angie coming in with a super sticker. First and only one of the day, but thank you very much, Angie. It's very much appreciated.
Do you know who that is?
Angie.
Wait, Angie who?
Erickson.
That is unmurdered wife's mom.
Oh.
Miranda's mom. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome.
She's also been very, very hurt and dragged through a different case, which is the Watts case, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, yeah. There's no shortage of drama in any of these cases, that's for sure. Some things. I'd like to see this report too. Because, yeah, we do know that Grandma had custody. But yeah, I'd like to see that report. But she did admit to, Billy did say that Leilani had cocaine in her system when Quinton was born. So yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, I really don't want to think that this child just had 20 months of hell and then was murdered. I don't want to think that. I mean, I won't be able to sleep at night if I think like that. So I'm always a little bit iffy. When people paint a picture, I want to see proof of it. I want to see, if this child was abused, I want to see proof. And the babysitter apparently has pictures. Why not put them out? She has a YouTube channel. And that's one thing that really, really, really irks me in the YouTube world is people saying, I have the receipts. I'm not going to show them yet. So stick with me and then I will. And then they never do. Because they never had anything to begin with. It was all a lie. Savannah is a big tourist town and Navy base there. Yeah. Well, there's a reason though. There's a reason you're not doing that, but you have shown some at least. Oh, it's Facebook? Well, either way. And well, I would hope that if she has proof of abuse that she gave it to law enforcement, first and foremost. I'm thinking if law enforcement found evidence in the house that led them to believe the child was dead, had to be a lot of blood. What else could it be? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that's kind of where my head goes to, is some kind of blood evidence or some kind of physical evidence that would lead someone to think that there is a murder. I mean, if the baby, let's say the baby drowned in the tub, and they panicked and placed him in a, oh God, I hate saying this, but placed him in a garbage bag and then got rid of him. What evidence would there be that he died? So, yeah, there must have been something in the house. I don't know. I really hope we'll get some answers, and I really hope that there will be some justice for that poor little boy, because it's just so sad. And I hope no one else winds up getting hurt in this process. Yeah, I agree, Melissa. I mean, that right there. Never mind how the boy died. Accident, intentional, whatever. The fact that you would do that, throw them away like a piece of garbage, is somehow it seems almost worse than the act of taking the child's life. I don't know. But yeah, it's not good. I mean, yeah. I really hope law enforcement does this right and gets justice for that baby. And I hope they do it quick. Because I know these YouTubers, they're loving the chaos, they're loving the views, they're loving the money. So they're not going to try and call an end to it. They want it to be chaotic. And I really, 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 really disagree with that. Because something bad's going to wind up happening. We keep doing this with these cases, showing up at people's houses and causing disturbances. Someone's going to get hurt. And I know I wouldn't want that on my conscience. So hopefully they realize that they have a lot of influence and they can make people understand that, yeah, you can say your piece. You can be civil, but we don't want people who are going to be pushing the envelope. I mean, I don't think that's asking too much for these YouTubers to say. Maybe they will. Let's hope. But all right, y'all. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for coming. And I don't know when Cher's going live again, but I'll be going live again tomorrow because I do that weekend thing. And we can talk more about this or something else. Whatever the heck you guys want. But yeah. Love you. Thanks to 99% of you for being civil and respectful. It was a good debate. And yeah, hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Love you. Take care. And until next time, this is True Crime Productions, the Prairie Boy 77, a.k.a. Prairie Boy 77, a.k.a. Mr. Cher, a.k.a. the Beard of Reason, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, saying good day, good night, and Godspeed. Love you guys.